How's it going, guys? Today I just want to talk about the Pokemon market as a whole. Alright, so I feel like lately so many people are just FOMOing into the hobby that maybe haven't really collected before, and they're seeing influencers, they're seeing loads of Pokemon YouTubers, and they're seeing just so much content and just so much exposure to this Pokemon in general, and they're FOMOing in. So with that in mind, you're having people on the opposite side who have been maybe collecting as a whole for a long time, or you're finding people who maybe don't collect at all, and they just see people again scalping, spending all their savings on essentially glorified cardboard, okay, and they're downplaying, okay, they're saying it's going to crash, the Pokemon market, it's too hot right now. And I feel like I'm making this video to show the Pokemon market is definitely not going to crash yet. If for any commodity, any investment, anything will always have a cooling off period, no matter what it is: stock market, cryptocurrency, cardboard, oil, gold. There will always be a point in time where it will not be worth as much as it was at another point in time. And it's about how you manage your risk tolerance, and how you kind of remove emotion from investments. But remember, guys, you collect Pokemon not just for money, okay? The whole point is you have some kind of nostalgia orientated towards it. You have some kind of emotional attachment because, you know, you remember being 7, 8 years old. You remember playing the games on the Game Boy. Obviously, as adults, you want to make some kind of cash, but I feel like you need to still collect what you enjoy, okay? And usually if you collect what you enjoy, you do end up, in the long term, hopefully, making some cash as well. So, again, the point of this video is I just want to showcase that the market is just so hot, okay? And it's because the market is really, really hot doesn't mean that it is going to crash. I feel like whenever we do see Deaths and Rivals drop, and we do see you know, even all the way up until the 30th anniversary set in 2026, I think we're still going to see strong price increases. And these booster boxes that I'm going to look at today show this, okay? So obviously Fusion Strike, I slept on Fusion Strike for a while. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. And I feel that people should kind of take that mantra and approach to a lot of different sets, okay? So Fusion Strike is absolutely smashing it right now, okay? It's been smashing it for so long. It's been doing so freaking well. And it is still up to $600, $700 a booster box, which is ludicrous. This is obviously in the 10th, 12th of May. And we can see one just sold recently for $675, which is crazy, okay? Obviously, we got the big chase cards in there with the awesome Gengar. But it goes to show you that people are still willing to believe that that is going to go up in price. You know, if you're buying a $700 booster box, you're probably going to think that it's going to be worth $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 at some point in time. People aren't buying a $700 booster box to try and flip for $750, okay? These people that are buying this are buying it for long term, okay? These are not scalpers. These are people who believe in the hobby, okay? So that's Fusion Strike. We got Chill and Rain, which Chill and Rain I feel like you could get everywhere for so long, and just like any other set, people sleep on it, and guess what? It gets all bought up. There's no more reprints, and then lo and behold, we're getting those big filthy 300, 400 buys on booster boxes, okay? And yeah, and that was, you can see a steady increase over the last month. There's no slowing down, there's no cooling off period there. Again, really, really cool chase cards in Chill and Rain, the sexy birds, and all the art surrounding them. And we got Paldea Evolved, okay? Again, Paldea Evolved, I feel like a lot of Scarlet and Violet sets, people just didn't really vibe with it. They didn't really kind of gravitate towards it. But then you'll find one big chase card selling for a ludicrous amount, and then that chase card usually carries a set. And I think that's kind of what's happened with Paldea Evolved with the Magikarp. So we see, to be honest, it not going for as much as you would expect. 253 a booster box, but still a steady increase the whole way throughout the year. Obviously starting off at about $130 an entire year ago, moving our way up just slowly but surely, and again showing those signs of cooling off. And I truly do believe that people think that Deaths and Rivals and the Team Rocket set is going to potentially not break the internet, but break the hobby, okay? They'll either print loads of it, where it'll be kind of just another set that nobody really cares about, or it'll be so scarce that people will just get so annoyed that they'll just leave the hobby. They'll go, I'm not paying, you know, $500 for an ETB. I'm not paying, $30 for just a booster. We already kind of seen that around Prismatic. Prismatic's been reprinted since then. We've seen some shift in price, but realistically, it's still pretty pricey up there, even with reprints. And this is what we're kind of seeing, is that even though Pokemon is still just putting on that printing press, and I'm from the UK, I feel like there's a lot more product in the UK than maybe there is in US at the minute. But even at that, I'm starting to see restocks, and restocks sell out so fast. They sell so freaking fast. Probably half because people just have such a lack of the supply, but then also people are going in and buying, 10 collection boxes of Prismatic, or like 5 ETBs of Journey Together. Thankfully, a lot of just stores have cracked down on that, and there's one per person, but still, I actually don't agree in the one per person, by the way. I feel like you should have 2 per person. I feel like, a lot of people nowadays collect one, open one. That's what I do. So, Paladin Evolved's flying up. Silver Tempest as well, with the big Lugia at the core. It tapered off a little bit, but it's still going up. Stellar Crown, again, Stellar Crown is a set that people just slept on. They were like, there's nothing really in the set that is amazing, that overly stands out. They downplayed it, and what starts to happen is just sets start to kind of stagnate and not get reprinted anymore. People just panic and they start buying again. And we're starting to see that with Stellar Crown as well. So, look, slowly going up, right up until even today, where there was a booster box sold for $200. Twilight Masquerade's a weird one, though. Again, I feel like Twilight Masquerade and even Paradox Rift are 2 sets that nobody really wants to collect or buy, and that might be to their advantage in maybe a couple of years' time, because nobody is buying them. So therefore, when they do go out of reprint, there might be a need there, and not enough people actually having a few booster boxes in the Rift space. So we can even see Twilight Masquerade up to 226 of booster box, and it's just flying up. You'll see little kind of sideways moves with the less popular sets, but we're still seeing like pretty solid moves. Scarlet and Violet, though, is a weird one. I feel like Scarlet and Violet base has a lot of really, really strong cards to carry the set. No really, really big chase cards, but still definitely a lot of pretty cool cards you can pull, and I feel like you have a lot of fun opening up Scarlet and Violet base, and even like we can see it dropped a little bit, but we're flying up again at $200. And then Astral Radiance is a really, really strong one. So again, I'm from the UK, so whenever I go on eBay, I always take a kind of UK sold. And yeah, right up until again today, we had a booster box for Astral Radiance selling for a flat 300, which is absolutely crazy. And one that I think a lot of people kind of forgot about was the Trainer's Toolkit 2022. So I've seen a lot of Trainer's Toolkit 2022 selling for a ludicrous amount, and the reason being is in the Trainer's Toolkit 2022 version, you actually get Evolving Skies packs. So if you can see any sneaky MSRP Trainer's Toolkit sitting around anywhere, definitely buy them, okay? As well as that, we can look at Lost Origin flying up, but Evolving Skies, right? Evolving Skies is still being bought up. People are still believing that an Evolving Skies booster box going for 1.5k, 1.4k will increase. And to be honest, I think it probably will. Not in the next 2 to 3 years. Maybe in the next 5, 10. But it's one of those things. Are you going to bet on an Evolving Skies booster box that's already going for 1.4? Maybe selling for 3, 4, 5, 10? Or do you maybe buy, 5 of these? Do you maybe buy, 6, 7 of these? Or do you even go to the Fusion Strikes and buy 2 Fusion Strike booster boxes? It's up to you. So yeah, anyway, this video is just literally to try and showcase that the Pokemon hobby is on absolute fire, but in a good way, okay? Do not FOMO in, do not buy booster boxes really for this price, okay? Unless you legitimately have a lot of money to just spend. In the grand scheme of things, buy what you enjoy, spend what you can afford, and just enjoy. Until next time, bros, take it easy, peace out, enjoy opening up your packs.